Hey, what is going on, you guys? It is JJadis52 here, and I'm back here making YouTube videos. I'm switching up, though. I'm going to be doing NFL videos, NFL edits, the odd time, but mainly NFL videos on just facts and whatnot, and I'm super excited to be back on YouTube and to recording in front of you guys. So we're starting this video off today, and we're going to go, there's going to be 6, I'd say, different parts to the series, but we're starting it off here. We're doing we're doing all 32 teams' most overrated player, in my personal opinion. We're starting off with the NFC North today, and we'll be going from there and then on. So I hope you all enjoyed the series. Like and subscribe, please. And let's get started. Right, so we're starting with the NFC North, and we're starting with the Green Bay Packers. In my personal opinion, their most overrated player is number 23, Jair Alexander. Clearly, he's getting hated on by by the Green Bay Packer fans after going to what's turning into a very controversial thing where they took his C away from Jair, but he still went onto the field and demanded to do the coin toss himself. And that's not what a leader does, and that's probably why he isn't the C anymore. I mean, not for that reason, just something along the same lines. So in my opinion, he's the most overrated player. In this game that I'm showing highlights of, he just got burnt. I'm not going to say play after play, but a lot of plays. He gave up the big touchdown to Jordan Addison later in the game here. But it was just riddled mistakes, and it's kind of been all year. I mean, he's been hurt most of the season. But, last year he somewhat locked up Justin Jefferson in the final game. In my opinion, I'm a Vikings fan, so I'm a little biased that way. But in my personal opinion, he got safety help most of the game. But, I've always kind of liked Jair as a person, but when he grittied, man, that was just dirty. But anyways, in my opinion, he is one of the most overrated corners. I don't think he's top 10, no means. I think he's around the 20s, maybe. But, he's a big play kind of guy, but he's one of those guys that's very aggressive, and it costs him sometimes. But he does also get interceptions because of playing like this. I do think he's a solid corner, but I do think he is the Green Bay Packers' most overrated player. The next team we are doing is the Chicago Bears. We'll be right back. Thank you. Alrighty, so it's Chicago Bears time, and you can argue with a bunch of different people for the Chicago Bears. There's a couple of different people that come to my mind, but the main one is their quarterback, number 1, Justin Fields, okay? So, yeah, he's getting a little bit of hates, but a lot of Bears fans think that he could be the QB for the future, and he could be. But I just don't know if he's got the... What's the word I'm looking for? Technique, I guess. I don't really know. I think he is a good quarterback, and we all know what he can do, how much of a threat he is on his legs, but it's his throwing, in my opinion. He's a good playmaker, don't get me wrong, but it's just, when he needs to make a play, it's just like it's not there, and of course, as I say that, he got a big bomb to Cole Kmet, but you know what I'm saying, if you look back on his highlights of his career, it's just the throwing's not been there. I will admit he has improved his throwing, in my opinion, this year, big time. I still think it's not good enough, though, to be a starting quarterback for a team like the Chicago Bears that doesn't have an incredible O-line and whatnot. It helps when you have a guy like Cole Kmet on your team who just kind of saves you at times when you need be. But Justin Fields is an absolute threat on his legs. But through the air, I think he has to improve big time. And, he's played pretty well these last 3 games. So that's why Bears fans have hope. But I think Bears fans still want, Caleb Williams or Marvin Harrison, whatever one they would want. Each fan's different. But in my opinion, it's number 1, Justin Fields, who's their most overrated player. And next, we're going to go to the Detroit Lions. Alright guys, so we're on the Detroit Lions now, and this is highlights from the Minnesota Vikings, Detroit Lions at Minnesota Vikings all-whiteout game. where the Lions will end up clinching their first division title in over 30 years. So, anyways, let's get to who I think is the most overrated player, and his name is Aiden Hutchinson, okay? The former first overall pick last season. I do think that he is really, really good, and, he's a rising star. He still has a lot of flaws in him, but he's still really young. But I do think, personally, that he just needs to just up his bull rush, if you guys know what I mean by that. He has a lot of strength. He just doesn't use it, it feels like. And against the Minnesota Vikings, guys, he had 0 tackles, 0 sacks, a couple pressures here and there, but he just doesn't know how to perform against the Minnesota Vikings. No. But I do think he's a great edge rusher, but I think he just gets a little too much hype for what he really is. I do think he's a top 10 edge rusher, but I don't think he deserves top 3 edge rusher talks. I've been seeing all over Twitter and Instagram and whatnot. I just don't think he's that good. But I think he will be. Give him a couple of seasons. Even next season, I think he will be a rising star. Well, sorry, I think he will be one of the best. He already is a rising star. But I'm super excited to watch him grow. As a Minnesota Vikings fan, it hurts seeing one of their first-round picks, be so good. But, it's football, unfortunately. But I think he is real solid, and I am excited to see what the future has in store with him, but I think he is a little too overrated in my books. Alright, and last but not least, the Minnesota Vikings up next. Alrighty, and now finally, my favorite team, the Minnesota Vikings. It's always hard to do this for your favorite team, but there's, in my opinion, a clear answer. And unfortunately, I gotta say, it's Harrison Smith, you guys. Harrison Smith, who I think is going to go down as one of the best safeties of all time, has very similar stats to one of the best safeties of all time, Troy Polamalu. He's our captain. I mean, for a reason. He's a great guy in the locker room. He's an excellent football player, but he's getting up there in age, 34 years of age now, which I just feel like he's way past his prime. And if you watch the games and you've seen the old Harrison Smith, you know that he's slowed down a lot, and he just doesn't look the same anymore. That's really sad to me. I think that, the Vikings should take a deep look at him and know that he is still, a good football player. But I just don't think he's starting caliber, especially when you have guys like Josh Metellus, a rising star, Cam Bynum, Jay Ward, the second-year Lewis Seen. Lots of different guys. And I think that's truly something that I find troubling. And I think he should try to stick around as long as he can, but I don't think he should be a starter anymore for the Minnesota Vikings. You gotta give him more playing time to Jay Ward and Theo Jackson, and Seen and Bynum, and all those guys, and Metellus, and I do love Harrison Smith, and he's probably one of my favorite Vikings of all time. But I do think it's time for him to hang his boots up. So that's the end of part 1. That was the NFC North. We're doing NFC West, East, South, and then the AFC East, West, South, North. You get it. And then we'll be doing a new thing, and I hope you guys can follow along for this ride. It's gonna be a really fun series. And I hope you guys will subscribe and like, and thank you guys for watching. This is JJ52 signing out, saying peace.